Okay, back again. The car we're driving is a 2021 Model 3 Performance. It comes stock with Pirelli tires. We got, currently, the car has about 9,000 miles on it. 6,000 of those were this trip. On this trip with the 6,000 mile, we've already gotten 3 flats in the Pirellis. I've switched them over to the Michelins, and the first 2 flats were bulges on the Pirellis. That was due to hitting a pothole in the state of Michigan in the pouring rain. We then went to the Grand Rapids Tesla service center. They had no tires. They advised us, which we did, drive to Chicago, because we were going east coast to west coast, drive to Chicago and get new tires. That's where I had 2 Michelins put on to the cost of about $900 from the Tesla dealer there in Chicago. I had the dealership was, I forget the name of the dealership. It doesn't really matter. Oh, Naperville was the Tesla dealer there. So now we put the Michelins in the front, and I bumped the tire pressure up to, I had Tesla bumped up to 50. I highly recommend, if you're driving a performance model over the road. It's a great car. It handles like a dream. The Pirellis are really sticky good tires. However, they're very prone to flats due to road hazards. So I put the Michelins in the front and the Pirellis in the back. About 3,000 miles later on the Pacific Coast Highway, I hit a rock in the road. I did not see the rock. I could hear the clunk on both occurrences on the flats. I could hear the hitting of the tires to the road hazard. So I immediately turned on the tire pressure gauge here, which is done just by holding and moving your thumb over. I could see the tire was losing air. Pulled over on the Pacific Coast Highway, north of Santa Barbara, around the Big Sur area, and there was no cell service. The Tesla towing, nothing would work. Had to then hitchhike 26 miles to a hotel, get a room at the hotel, then get a tow truck back to the car. I used AAA to do this. Unfortunately, the AAA I had was called a Classic membership, and it did absolutely nothing. I was charged $340 with AAA. That was a big mistake. I should have used Tesla to tow me to the hotel. So I'm at the hotel now. The car has a flat. I did not dare drive on the run flat. The PCH is a very curvy, hilly road, a great fun road, but not with a flat. So called Tesla, or text Tesla. You cannot call Tesla. Tesla then said, there is no dealers within 50 miles from you. We will not tow you to a dealer, or I'm sorry, a service center, Tesla service center. So then Tesla then said, asked me to find a tire that they could tow me to. I found a dealership. It was a great dealer. A tire store. It was called the Tire Store in San Luis Obispo. They had a Michelin in stock. So Tesla towed me, and they did a great job, the tow service. I forget the name of the company, but they towed me the 40 miles down to the tire shop. That was pretty painless. They came on time. The Tesla, I used the app, and I was towed to the tire store. The tire store was very quick. They put a third Michelin on now, and they showed me I had bent my rim from hitting the rock. So the tire's still fine. It's holding air. They said it will be fine. They tested it and all that. So now I'm driving on 3 Michelins and 1 Pirelli with a car that has no more than 9,000 miles on it. So getting back to the AAA. AAA is not a bad company. We got a huge lesson on AAA as we were in the tow truck for at least 3 hours. If you're going to get AAA, do not get the Classic membership. It's worthless. You have to get the Plus membership, or even better, the Platinum membership. I highly recommend whatever that highest level is. I think it's called the Platinum. Pay the yearly fee if you have a Tesla, And if you're going to go on a road trip in a Tesla, they'll tell you 100 miles. And if you're going to go coast to coast, that 100 miles could easily be used up. For example, after getting those first 2 flats, I Googled Tesla dealers or Tesla service centers in the states I was in. Iowa had 1 Tesla service center, and Iowa is not a small state. So just be aware of that. And if you're going to drive across the country, get the Platinum AAA. The tow truck drivers all know AAA. They work well with AAA, but they laugh if you have a Classic. They won't even come pick you up. Other information on traveling in the Tesla is you can ask the hotels you're at if you can plug in your 120 adapter. We found that helpful often. It may give you another 50, 60 miles while you're sleeping. Other things are certain parts of the country you just can't get to because of the lack of chargers. We were also in Yosemite and Pacific Coast Highway where there is no cell service. The car doesn't know what to do to find chargers. So you're going to have to really prepare in those areas and bring a paper map. Research the any charger before you go. Circle them so you know where they're at. Things that also will affect your charge, your usage, are high speeds, anything over 100, and you can see the miles fly off. Also, traffic. If there's a road closure and you have to sit in traffic for an hour and you are cutting things close, well, then you're going to start really getting nervous as your miles tick away and you're not going anywhere. Some more notes on driving across the country in the Tesla. We have 2 drivers. Both of us experience foot pain or shin splints just from hovering our feet, above the gas pedal there or the brake. So using cruise control did help remedy this. Also, we had messages because the car gets filthy dirty that the cameras were unable to be used. So I would recommend maybe bringing an old towel and or just some wipes that you could throw away to keep the cameras clean. I really can't comment on the cost of this journey. We're probably going to be, about 7,000 miles total because I get free charging. We also tried to remain focused on the journey and not, get miles. We would make frequent stops and, smell the roses. The cruise control and or self-drive will not go over 90 miles an hour. That's the max. In some of these states, it's flat as can be and the speed limit's 80, and your car will not do cruise control above 90. That's about it. The PlugShare app, if I didn't mention that already, is helpful. Also, what is very helpful is once you know the supercharger you're going to, Google that supercharger, press on it, and then by Google I mean use Google Maps. Press on the supercharger and then read people's reviews. People will often tell you what restaurants are nice nearby. They'll tell you things that you'll need to know or want to know. And that being said, leave a review for the next guy so they can read about that particular charger. Also, I find on these trips is using Google and making reviews, and or you can click save and leave messages for yourself if you're going to take that road on the back. For example, a nice spot to go fishing or whatever, a picnic area you like to climb or a rock or whatever it is. You can leave yourself notes on that with the Google Maps app.